so first off, it's Dawn Olszewski. I am Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have a blog at DOstamping. No, that's my store. I'm at DOstampingWithDawn.com. And you can shop with me at DOstamping.stampinup.net. So I've been a demonstrator for 16 years. Oh my gosh. What's the date today? The 28th? Yesterday was my anniversary. My Stampin' Up! Anniversary. Or you could call it my Stampin' Up! Birthday. I forgot about that. Maybe next week I'll have to do something special. So in the meantime, let's talk about something new. But before I get to that, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to talk about something new. I'm going to share some awesome paper pumpkin projects using the March Poppin Birthday kit. What else? Oh, let's see. I'm going to cover some reminders and some tips. So let's get started. All right. So this is so exciting. We've been waiting for it. Stampin' Up! Announced it this week that this product line, Storage by Stampin' Up!, will be ready for everyone to order on April 1st. I know, that's just like days away. It's so exciting. So let me get you up closer here. You can see some configurations. So we have, these are 4 stamp pads and markers. This is the Stampin' Right marker. Now, a question that you might have is, will it fit my old style pads? And if, unfortunately not. It is going forward, not backwards, and we're using the new style. All right. So if you don't have a lot of new style, you'll just start out with, it's just like 1. Like this is 2 stacked. If you have Stampin' Blends, you are going to love this. At least I am. This is like, well, I want it all, but this is like, I'm really excited for this. And then we have some open cubbies. This is like almost like a little shelf cubby. It will fit 20, I think they said 20 ink refills. So that's a big deal. So you can configure it any way, which is what I like about this system. You don't have to buy it all. You can buy, oh, that's so sweet. Sorry. Somebody said that they love the How She Do That videos. I usually don't take a break during my thing, but I saw that and I just couldn't help it. Thank you, Amy. That is very sweet of you. All right, so back to this. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th one on top. So they stack. And this comes in 5. And so if you get another 5 and another 5, and you build it as you build your collection, which is pretty cool. You don't have to invest a lot of money to begin with if your collection is small. So same with the blends tray. So you've got 5 stacks of blends trays. And then there's an open cube, and that's that storage topper with those ink refills in it. There's another configuration. And then lid. So you're gonna like play around and see what works best for you. It sits on your desk or on shelf, wherever you want. All right. So I'm gonna be getting mine right away. I'm so excited. So when I get them, maybe I will do a live video and we will like open it together. Won't that be exciting? So watch for that. Okay, moving on. Paper Pumpkin. So how many of you are Paper Pumpkin subscribers? Because it was an exciting month this month. We got not only a cute little stamp set, which we always get with each one. This one is especially cute with this little confetti and the hat and the candle and perfect sayings for happy birthday. But we also got a free one because it's Paper Pumpkin's 6th birthday. And they typically throw in a little something extra. Now look how huge that stamp set is. It's huge. And one of the exciting thing is we have a punch, and I don't know why, for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. I want to say balloon bouquet or balloon something like that. It actually has two size shaped balloons on it, and this will match that punch. So nothing's better than punches. When I do like this kind of coordinating stuff, I always reach for my punches. So I love that. So that was the stamp set. I've yet to play with this, but I can't wait. Oh, I wanted to point out something. So there's this little hashtag. Wouldn't that be fun to say hashtag happy birthday for those teens out there? You could do graduation 2020. Let's see, of course, the years of the age, anniversaries, all kinds of, 16 for my Stampin' Up! Anniversary. Yes, we could do that. So there's lots of options, of course, when you're using the numbers. All right, it's pretty cool. Set this aside. All right, so I've got 3 projects to share with you, and if you are a follower on my blog, today was a blog hop for, it's called A Paper Pumpkin Thing, and I think there was, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 of us, and we shared alternate ideas on using your leftovers, your stamps, and adding other various items to that. So I'm going to talk about this first one. It's really easy. It may look a bit complicated, but it's very simple. And so I'm going to share some tips on how to make this card. Okay, so you're going to start off with a panel, and you can see I already started. That was from my previous live. And we're going to finish it. So this is just a 4 by 5 1/4 inch panel. So I'm using the grid paper. So Stampin' Up's grid paper, awesome. It's my favorite because it's got obviously the grids and the ruler on the top, on the bottom, sides, top, all over. I like these more solid lines because I use them as guidelines for other things. And this is one of them that I use for. So we're going to take this grid paper. We're going to fold it in half up to this solid grid line. All right. Now this is the 8-inch mark on this sheet. And so what I'm going to do is I know I wanted to leave 1 3/4 inch white space. So from the 8-inch mark, I'm going to move it back 7 to this. This is another 1/4 inch. So we're at the 6 1/4 inch mark. I actually have 2 little, I don't know if you can hear that, 2 little pieces of snail that I put down. I kind of rubbed them a little bit to take off the stickiness so they wouldn't stick really, really bad. I just wanted to kind of stay in place. So, sorry, I'm going to get it in place. So I'm going to line it up. There I go. So there's my 1 3/4 inch. Perfect. Yay, it matches. Nothing like starting over. All right. So this is an alternate stamping. I'm going to, with colors and the greeting. So birthday is going to use Bermuda Bay and Poppy Parade, which is actually the little ink spot that came with it. I'm just using my larger ink pad. It's so we're using that for It's Yours, and that is what I'm ready to do. So ignore this because that's our mask. That doesn't matter. Now you can see I started with birthday and It's Yours. So I'm trying to do so that this, I don't see yours all in a row like this. I see them in different places. Same with birthday. So we're going to continue with It's Yours. So there's a yours. So I want to maybe put my it's, lining that way. If that makes any sense. And this isn't a perfect science. It's going to look, some lines will look really nice and straight and others won't. Oh, I almost put that in the Poppy Parade. Did you see that? Yeah, even demonstrators make mistakes. All right, and now birthday. So let's start that here. And then we'll do another one right next to it. Okay, I'll leave that there. And then I'm going to just go ahead and finish this off, actually. Maybe start this here. So, you know, it could take a little time, but it's easy stamping. There's nothing, you know, too special about that. If you want it to be perfectly straight, you could use a ruler. You could use another piece of paper to line it all up. And we're coming down the home stretch here. And then the last, I think. It's your birthday. All right. And there. Beautiful. Pretty cool, huh? So we have nice, perfectly straight line. You know, if you're feeling uncomfortable, you could do the whole thing and then just cut it in half and use it on 2 cards sort of thing. But this was kind of fun. Oh, look at what I did. I stamped that in Bermuda Bay. That's okay. Only I noticed that. All right, so we finish off our card here. And let me move some things out of the way so it doesn't look... I attach it to Bermuda Bay card base. And then one of my favorite things to do is kind of make these greeting medallions, I kind of call them. And this is a 2-inch white and the Starburst. Those are both punches. And then I want to tell a little story about the hat, because I had not thought that I would use a hat, though I'm glad I did because it looks really cute. But initially, there was a smudge there. Does that ever happen to you? You get all done and your hands are full of ink, but you thought they were pretty clean, and I had a little red smudge underneath there. And so I'm like, oh no, I don't want to start again. So I looked to see what die cuts from the kit that I could use, and there were the hats, and it fit perfectly and covered that smudge. So there's a tip for you to save your projects. Don't throw them away or start over. Just figure out a way to cover it up. How's that? Okay, so that was number 1. Okay, number 2. This one is an exciting one for me anyways. So number 2 is this one. And it's a little bit of a fun fold. It opens like this. A little happy birthday there. What I like about it is that you can see the candles even from the back side. So that's kind of fun, kind of the negative from it. And then, and this was attached. So this is like a folded card. And I'm going to show you how I got that. So this is the card base, one of them, that you get with the kit. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half at the 2 3/4 inch mark. So I'm going to move this up here, and I'm going to take this to 2 3/4, and I'm going to cut it in half. So now you can actually make 2 cards with it. This is one of my favorite things to do with paper pumpkin kits, is to use these little panels. You can put them this way onto a full-size panel. You can put them here. You can put them, I mean, you can put them anywhere. And what we're doing is wrapping it around, but we're going to use this other one here. Okay. And so how it will get wrapped around is you'll put adhesive on this piece, and then you'll attach it behind this piece. Now you can see that there's just a bit of an edge. If you're okay with that, just leave it. If not, you can just trim it just a smidge. It's not an 1/8 inch, but just a smidge, you could trim it off, because this is 4 1/4 inch square. All right. Okay, so moving on. So from the kit, excuse me, I'm going to take 2 of the candles. So like for this card, I used 2 of these 6 ones, but I'm going to use a 10 because my other grandson, so this is for my oldest grandson, Max. He's turning 12. Yep, he's a tween. But Sammy is going to turn 10. So Max was born in April and Sammy was born in March. And so I'm going to create a 10 candle, and I'm going to show you some tips on how to kind of make that kind of even up a little bit. All right. So first things first, what I love about this is they made it so easy for us. All I got to do is pull off the adhesive strip. Okay, I'm going to leave the adhesive strip on this one for now. Then what I'm going to do is I want to center this in between those candles, and I also want to pull it down a bit to give it a little more dimension. Okay. But now I've got this kind of odd thing hanging out here. And so like if you had someone turning 9, this would be perfect. You'd cut this one off. But I need 10. I'm going to cut it off anyways. And, oops, not sticking to me. And then we're going to just reattach it. Just right here, like it would have lined up if they had been 2 5s. All right. Okay, then go ahead and take this adhesive off. And the next thing that we're going to do, it's very sticky, which is good because I want it to stay. This is a strip from the kit as well. And I want to kind of line this up. I'm going to line it up with the top edge, so not this edge. I want to go to this one. All right. And that looks pretty good. You could even eyeball it from the back side. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, then I'm going to put adhesive on this. Yep, I'm using a lot. And we're going to add it to this panel. Line up those top edges again. How cute! Isn't that cute? So, and then I'll show you. This I do want to use a lot of adhesive. So when you're doing kind of those fun folds and you're attaching something like this, you do kind of want to use a little extra adhesive. So I'm going to pull it to the edge there of the card. Line, oops, pretty close. I'm going to move this forward, and can you still, yep, I can see better without that grid with the white on white. There you go. Yep, see, I'll probably trim that off a little bit. Then from the kit is also these cute little numbers. This is the 2-inch circle and the starburst circle. So when I'm doing kits like this and I'm making alternates, I like to use the same punches kind of over and over. You may as well. You took them out and put them together. So that would look something like that. Now, for kids, you probably want to put their age with the number of candles because, you know, they're going to count them, right? But for adults, they probably don't want 40 candles on there. So maybe if you put 4, that would be just fine because they're not going to count them. They don't want to count them. So just, you know, some cute little ideas that you can use with these supplies. This is like one of my favorites. Okay, so now we're going to get to one that's kind of like a bit stepped up. And this is not on my blog yet. It will eventually be on my blog. Okay, so it's kind of a pinwheel. A different kind of pinwheel, like you know, one that spins. And so the starburst works perfectly for that. See, isn't that cool? Kids are going to love this. The reason the starburst works because it's got those little grooves in it. You can put your little your fingernails in it and they move. So let's talk about how that comes together. All right. So we're going to start with a piece of scrap paper. You know, my hat punch. Not my hat punch, my hat stamp. And then we're going to start with the poppy. Okay, we're going to stamp that 4 times. Across from each other. So we'll start with one like this and go. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking the pom-pom and I'm stamping it right over the other pom-pom. Okay, that's how I'm going to line everything up. And then I'll turn it this way and we're essentially making like an X. All right. Okay, I'm going to clean that off, and then we're going to come in with the Bermuda Bay. All right, in those empty spaces. All right, here we go. Now, what we're going to do, though, is something a little different. So I don't want to stamp the pom-pom on this one. I tried it, and it just looked really, ugh. So what we're going to do is we're only going to do a partial stamping. And if you have Stampin' Spots, if you have a Bermuda Bay Stampin' Spot, that's really easy to do because you just put it right over, you know, the area that you want. But if you're using an alternate color to match your set, then if you can see, I've only put it on the edge. I'm not inking up that spot. So use the edge of the stamp to ink up your, edges of the ink pad to ink up your stamp. And because these are see-through, you can see that you got it nice and stamped up. So again, all I'm doing is putting that pom-pom in that same place. Okay, we're just going to go in between each of these. And I was just like giddy when I really wanted to play with this. I love creating little different shapes with things like this. So I'll finish this up, but if you're a subscriber with me, you will receive monthly a tutorial, a bonus tutorial, actually 8 of them. It comes in a PDF, and it's sent anywhere from like the 2nd through the 4th of the month, depending on whether that falls on a weekend. And it gives you 8 more ideas that you can use with your kit. So that's kind of a fun little bonus. So if you are thinking about signing up and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to have you subscribe with me. So now this is the 1 3/4 inch punch. And look how perfect it fits in here. Voila. Yay. So that makes me happy too when things like that work. So then I'm going to layer it up onto, guess what? Let's say it together, 2-inch and starburst punch. There we go. Alrighty. Now the fun begins. Okay, so I'm going to get out my pick-me-up tool. Oh, first I'm going to do something else. Well, no, we're going to do this first. So I'm going to place it on here where I think I want it to be. So about here. I'm going to take the, so these and the pick-me-up tool, this is like the little spatula, and the other end is a paper piercer. I'm going to lock that. This is the piercing mat, and I'm going to just make a hole in the center. Okay, and I really do, I want that hole to be really round and a little bit loose because I want it to spin. I want my little pinwheel to spin. There we go. So we did that first because now I know where I'm going to stamp those confetti. So we'll do that real quick. And because they were kind of dark when I stamped them the first time, and I wanted the focus more to be on the pinwheel. So let me find my, here it is. So I'm stamping off first, so it's not quite so dark and the cute little pinwheel is going to shine. All right. And then, as long as we have the ink out, we'll go ahead and do the greeting too. So we'll just pretend this is here. And we will stamp this right there. Hopefully it's straight. Oh, it is. All right. And now we're ready to put this together. It's so cute. So what you need is a brad. Yes, we have brads. Did you know that? Yes. So they kind of probably went a little unnoticed. They're brought back this year. They have a couple different assortments, and this is the metallic one. And it has, I want to say, let me see if I can have my memory serves me right. There's copper in here, there's gold and silver, and I think there's a rose gold as well. And there's 3 different sizes. And one is a cute, let me show you this one, like a button. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, maybe. I like that. It's kind of, gives it a little different texture. But I'm just using a standard size silver metallic one. And we're going to go ahead and put this through. But first. So I thought really hard on this, and like I wanted it pop up because I felt like it would turn easier, but I thought, how can I do that? Because if I put dimensionals on it, it's just going to make it stick. But not. So let's see here. So I took the dimensionals from the kit. Let's just cut. And I cut a square. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is we're going to come back here, is we're going to put this through just to make a hole, just to get a hole. Maybe I want my hole more. That's fine. My hole can be there. All right. And then we're going to take the side off that's flat. Not all these little pieces. Those are going to stay on. Okay. This side is what I'm going to pull off. I'm going to get it. There we go. And we're going to put, oh, come on, Dawn. I should have had this all set up. Oh, it's falling apart. Yeah, I should have had that set up. That's all right. We'll do it again. Let's do this. Okay. Didn't I have another piece? Oh, yeah. I got the perfect piece. Okay. So, again, let's get this in here. Well, I should be using my pick-me-up tool. All right. Now, we're going to do this. And this. Okay. And this. Oh, man. I'm starting to, like, go, what did I do? Oh, yeah. I know what I did. Okay. So, this is just essentially a foam piece is what we're ending up with. And that's going to go in that hole that I made. This is okay. One can come out. And we're going to move this as far as we can. And then, sorry, I hope you can see what I'm doing. I know it's a little small. We'll take this and push them down. Now, I'm not pushing them down to be super flat and super tight because, again, I want this to spin. Okay? And where are we? Hey. You know, does this happen to... Oh, there it is. Something that was right in front of you. Oh, my goodness. I do this all the time. It's like, where did it go? So I actually put those back together. We're going to put it through. Now we're going to do that. Voila. Oh, my gosh. How cute is that? So, yay! And then just attach it to your, so in many ways this is a simple card, but yet it has a fun little kind of surprise, doesn't it? So what do you think about those paper pumpkin projects? Pretty cool, huh? All right, so I'm going to just clean up a little bit of mess and just going to go through a couple other little things, all right? All right, so let me talk about paper pumpkin for next month. So if you are familiar with Stampin' Up's distinctive line, this is a stunning kind of stamp that is completely different than the kind of red rubber stamps that we have. So typically they're in red rubber, but I believe this one's going to be in the photopolymer. So let me talk about it and show you a sample of it. So if you got this, the Painted Seasons bundle, it came with the stamp set. That was a distinctive one. And if you can see how there's different various shades of color? That's one ink. That's one ink inked up one time on the stamp. And this is a card we made at my club a couple weeks ago, and people were like, oohing and ahhing, and every time they stamped it, they were just like, how did it do that? Yeah, that's what's going to happen with the set that's going to come in with the next paper pumpkin for April. So if you want to get in on that, you need to be subscribed to Paper Pumpkin by the 12th. And I don't know, I keep looking at these flowers. I don't know if that's a little hint of what's coming. I don't want to start a rumor or anything like that, that's for sure. But it sure looks like it, I don't know. Why would they show it if it wasn't a hint, right? And if you have any other questions, whether it's shopping or a question on a project, or you're thinking about joining my team, I'd be happy to answer them for you. Don't hesitate to contact me. All right. Have a fabulous day, weekend, and I think you're going to catch me next week sometime. All right? So long, everybody. Thank you for watching.